between last week and this week, I had a ton of books to read, man. A lot of good comics. And I narrowed it down to my top 3. So let's check out what made that list. So, as we all know, it was a big haul week for me. So I had to cipher through, and I got to thinking, I'm like, it would only be fair if I considered the comics from this week to be in my top 3 and not include the comics from last week to be eligible, because I mean, I don't know, it's just my thought process. So from here on out, when I do have these big haul weeks, or these double haul weeks, or whatever the case, I'm only going to include that current week for my top 3 to be eligible for my top 3 videos going forward, because I think it's only fair to the comic books for this current week. So with that being said, please, I'm going to just get it out of the way now. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And let's get into the top 3. And coming in at number 3 is Night Club, issue number 4. And I got to say, this is continuously a fun book to read. These kids, they're kind of getting on the edge of being exposed to the public, and kind of people kind of figuring out what's going on, right? Like, they came close. They might have dodged a bullet, because they got rescued. If you remember from the previous issue number 3, this book continues from that issue where, I have a hard time remembering the characters' names, but not the main character, but he rescues a baby, so that's where this comic starts off. And so the ambulance, the rescue people are there, and they want to take their masks off, just for medical attention. They need to take masks off, and the jacket, shirt, and whatever, and they're like, no. So it becomes a whole thing. They risk exposing themselves for what they are, and it progresses, and it gets really interesting, because he gets backed into a corner, or into a room, and the police are really freaked out. They don't know what's going on, because they just shot bullets into him. And the great escape happens. So they're in some deep trouble with their creator. I'm telling you, I have a hard time with names in this comic. But the head vampire that basically gave them their powers, or turned them to a vampire, he's the one that comes and rescues them. And yeah, it's I feel like it's starting to get down and dirty in this book, man. It's starting to really progress. And it's fun, man. It's really solid. And I'm always going to mention that $1.99 cover price. So yeah, man. Night Club, issue number 4. It's my number 3 comic of the week. And coming in at number 2 is none other than Mosley, issue number 3. This comic book, I absolutely love this. So in this issue, Mosley and his ex-wife, they get into this big, huge argument. And kind of this is why his ex-wife is kind of this is why I'm not with you anymore. This is what blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the argument, it kind of ends with a little bit of hope of restoring their relationship, possibly. So it ends with that. And then Mosley, he's off to settle the score with another god. But on his journey to the god of the sea, he's kind of just talking how mankind, the gods have kind of just sunk all the memories and everything that mankind is about into the ocean, and kind of forgotten about by mankind and things like that. And then he comes across the god of the sea, and she I don't even know the tries to make a deal with Mosley because he sees what Mosley is doing and is about, and kind of thinks that he would be beneficial to the gods, and tries to strike a deal of some sort with Mosley. Mosley ain't having it, so Mosley he takes down his second god, and then he's off to, you know, find the next, I guess, main god. But the main god is, the problem is his daughter's involved, so that's a little bit of an obstacle, and that's kind of like for the next issue. So we'll see what happens with that, man. But very good, very fun, very interesting, and very new, fresh kind of feeling, in my opinion. So Mosley, issue number, issue 3. So definitely recommend checking this out if you haven't already. Try to get those back issues, and you won't regret it, man. I promise. So yeah, Mosley issue 3 is my number 2 comic of the week, and coming in at number 1 as the top comic book, my favorite comic book of the week, is none other than Batman and Joker, the Daily Duo, the penultimate issue, book number 6. Man. This comic is something ridiculous. Like, I feel like this could be potential for like the top best comics of the year at this point, and it's only April. So I mean, it's just that good. Mark Silvestri is just like killing it, man. The artwork is just amazing. The story is amazing on top of it. So in this book, you kind of get a couple of reveals, so to speak. There's really a lot of progression. And, you know, Amanda Sims, which is her, she dies on her wedding day. She's pissed off at everybody, and including her father, who was basically the reason she died on her wedding day. So that's kind of like the whole reason for, you know, this right here, the wedding down there. But you know, Batman's always one step ahead of everybody, and you know, he's got things figured out, man. So in this story, you get a lot of foundation as to why Amanda Sims is doing what she's doing, and it's really leading up. And also, there's a little part in this too where it kind of makes you think, kind of makes you wonder. And I'm only saying that because I don't want to give any spoilers, but the Batman and Joker's team up, it just might be coming to an end. I'm telling you, man, the way this comic ends, I cannot wait for issue 7, the final issue. I'm thinking I might buy the trade. Even though I have all the single issues for this, I might buy the trade as well, because whatever extras and stuff and bonuses and stuff they might have in that, it might be worth it. But yeah, man. And I feel like, I don't know if this is just me, but this panel right here, I feel like it's like a homage to the Deceased #1 cover. A little bit. I don't know. I don't know if that's what that was meant to be. But yeah, I really like this panel right here. And that was the first thing I thought of when I seen it. But yeah, man. Harley Quinn didn't even realize what the Joker was referring to when it seems like maybe him and Amanda Sims have some sort of plot that is just now being revealed. And even Harley Quinn is not even aware of it. supposedly. We'll see. Them two nut jobs, Harley and Joker, you never know with them. So yeah, man, this book is amazing. It's been very fun, very entertaining. Kind of keeps you on the edge a little bit because you don't know what's coming next. And man, I said this about a couple of other comics, Mosley and but man, honestly, if you don't take any other suggestion from me as far as checking out any other comic, this is the one that I really want you to take me up on that suggestion. If you haven't already, if you haven't checked this out, it's definitely worth it, man. So yeah, gosh, I can't really. This is really setting up the final issue really good. So with that being said, man, Batman and the Joker. I mean, look at that. Look at that art, man. I don't want to give too much away. I'm so excited. There's a couple of things in here, man. I just don't want to spoil. Yeah, like that 2-page spread right there. Man, that's beautiful, man. That artwork is something, man. Silvestri is like top notch, top freaking notch, and yeah, man, that last page, boy. So anyway, Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo, book 6, hands down, far ahead of number 2, Mosley. Far ahead of that, number 1 comic book of the week right here. Boom. There. Check it out. So there you have it. Those are my top 3 comics of this week. And man, I'm so enthusiastic over the Batman and Joker Deadly Duo that like I hope I was able to sell it. I really hope I was, man. Without giving any spoilers, I'm trying to get better in that area. But yeah, please, man, let me know what you think of my top 3 because I'm really curious. And let me know what your top 3 comics of this week were for you. Because I always like to hear what other people like and what other people are reading and things like that, man. So I would love to hear it in the comments. And like I said previously, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, check out the link below. There's also a link with my Facebook and Instagram page as well. And yeah, follow me over there, man. And with that being said, you spend a lot of money on comics. You definitely do. So make sure you read them because they're not going to read themselves.